Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands, and welcome to an SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track from an act named Shevyn Roberts titled Infatuations. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on the screen on Spotify. We'll put the album single art up on the screen there. We've got Shevyn there. It should be noted that there is Infatuations, and then there is also another track I think they've released more recently titled Levitating as well. So if you like Infatuations, it may also be worth checking out. Levitating on the Spotify, but we're going to listen through Infatuations from start till finish. We're going to hear what we think. And just letting you know, we're also going to be giving this track an overall score out of 10 on a various different musical criteria. That'll be at the end though. We'll listen to the track for now. Great combination of kit and rhythm and lead elements in the guitar there.
True love can't chill with me, so I'm on my own. I never try to front, I'm out for fun, so if you're in, let's go. But don't daddy me, and don't follow love. Just because we hit it off, don't get yourself oversight. Cause I never met a Mr. Wrong that I didn't like.
And great return to that motif here.
I get such a rush when we begin to touch. If you watch yourself, you can be my new favorite crush. I never worry much, cause if you blow it, there's a guy I know who gives me butterflies. Or there's the other guys, the one I saw at the tattoo shop or on the Harley bike. It really doesn't matter, just as long as we keep it light. All my infatuations.
And great switch to the cleans here.
I think they're gonna cause me complications. All my infatuations, so much anticipation. I think I want more. I think I want more. I think I want more. If I'm into you and like what you're about, it might fly if you resist the urge to figure everything out. About me, about you, about us. I thought we'd have a rendezvous without the history. I kinda like it with some mystery and less misery. It's just a kiss to me, but don't be missing me. Just let it be. All my infatuations, crazy situations. I think they're gonna cause me complications. All my infatuations, so much anticipation. I think I want more.
And a great switch up here with the guitars.
It's not my fault, I don't know what I want. My true love can't chill with me, so I'm on my own. I never try to front, I'm out for fun, so if you're in, let's go. But don't daddy me, and don't fall in love. Just because we hit it off, don't get yourself oversight. Cause I never met a Mr. Wrong that I didn't like. All my infatuations, crazy situations. I think they're gonna cause me complications. All my infatuations, so much anticipation. I think I want more. All my infatuations, I think I want more. All my infatuations. All my infatuations, I think I want more. All my infatuations.
I think this is a really solid first impression, and we're going to be checking out this track more in the conclusion. And welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Shevyn Roberts titled Infatuations. I think I gave the song an overall score of 7.5 out of 10. Now, what I think this track is about, I think this track is not only about Shevyn trying to establish boundaries with the people that she's into and stuff like that, and like letting people know, hey, look, there'll be this other person after this other person after this other person and stuff like that. But I think it's also a case of where like we're aware that things are starting to get kind of tricky and things are getting a bit overcomplicated. We want more and more and more, but we're not really sure how we're going to manage it. So it's just this kind of internal sort of like trying to sort of figure things out effectively. It's just discussing those things. I think that there'll be people that are trying to sort of, like figure out, which person they want to get with. And I'm sure there'll be people that can kind of relate to it. It's an interesting story. The vocals are solid. I like the rap parts there and the verse sections. I think the cleaner chorus kind of parts also suit really well. We've got different approaches to both there. The rapping is still kind of melodic, but we're shifting to more sort of a rhythm-faced kind of factor, which I think works well and again is a foil for the hook lines that we have in those hook sections there. Both are quite fragrant within the overall harmony there. They handle themselves really well. I think that it's a case where we have a singer, songwriter who understands both how to create catchy hook lines, but also showcases a sense of authenticity with the way they communicate in a way that makes sense with the story that we're trying to tell. So I appreciate that. I think that in addition to the vocal performance and the quality of the technique and the sort of the expression on display here, and as well as the shouted parts, so we're kind of like dun dun dun, we had like kind of shouted, but we had lots of different ways of expressing ourselves vocally within this piece, which made things interesting, especially as Shevyn was the focal point of this mix as the lead layer. The guitar, bass, and drums, there was some sort of like mid to high range kind of bendy kind of guitar-y bits there. There was some bluesy, rocky kind of bits there that went on top of the octave chords on the rhythm guitars, and then like there were power chords, kind of chugged power chords throughout as well, and in the chorus, and then more sort of subtle on the verses with the things coming down for that dynamic range. But it was a track where the vocals were the focal point. Granted, we did have parts where there weren't vocals just to appreciate the motif behind it, but it's just worth noting that. I don't think this track would have been improved by having an extra lead guitar or whatever. I think that what we had going on with the verse and then sort of chorus structures with refrains of that over the main motif there, we also had the interlude, the kind of breakdownish thing, and then the quieter interlude with just the bass being the forefront there. The bass typically working with the root notes within this track and sort of sticking to the low end, not really exploring too much, just being sort of an agent of rhythm and groove there alongside the drums. I think it was cool to have that still in there, kind of keeping a foundation with the drums establishing a sort of a chord note. 1, 2, 3. There's a chord note accent on the track there with an 8th note groove there and an occasional 16th note kind of snare patterns. But just I want to sort of like give a shout out to that snare tone. It kind of also kind of reminded me of a cowbell or something like that. It was a really interesting sounding snare. It had a bit of sharpness to it, but in a way that sort of punched through the mix. I think it was kind of cool. It made it seem kind of more sort of old school kind of rockish there. It gave it a bit of edge to it alongside the guitar tones and the vocal performance and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. I think it was kind of sweet. And it was a tight performance overall between the different instruments within the arrangement there. The performance, there wasn't a note out of place. And I think that, again, there was enough, like there were several distinct sections there, not just because of the vocal performance, but also because of the parts that the instruments were playing. But we never oversaturated it. It was a case of us simply knowing what we wanted to accomplish, keeping that one sort of thing at the forefront, and then just like filling out that 3 minutes 44 really elegantly. The main motif kind of sounds like, because there was some like parallel majors and stuff like that in the harmonies that we lifted things up. It was a little bit sort of like unconventional. We didn't try to get too sad or kind of like down in the dumps about it. We weren't trying to get too heavy with it. Almost like the stuff we're talking about with trying to get too heavy within the relationship. You know what I mean? We didn't want to get too into it. I think that's kind of dope because then the motif there with the kind of like more kind of like trying to find an equilibrium between like the minor key and then the parallel majors. It's trying to sort of like infer a sense of connection to the lyrics. I think that ultimately that's very satisfying there. And I think that shows an awareness not only of the fundamentals of music theory and composition, but also how to take it much, much further. The studio recording, mixing, and mastering was really well handled. The vocals had a great presence in the mix and niched well alongside the guitar, bass, and drums there. We didn't need more instruments within it. There was plenty of space within the frequency spectrum for everything, and things sounded quite well leveled within the mix. The vocals weren't overproduced, they were captured really well, and you could hear them clearly at a great presence, both compositionally and production-wise. Things are nice and in the stereo field. There were double-tracked vocal parts there, some double-tracked guitar parts as well for the rhythm section as well there, which is kind of neat. And I liked the little bits of effect on some of the vocal lines at the end of them with the trails and stuff with the delays. I thought that was quite neat. It was nice to know without pumping, so the bus compression limiting was handled, and there was adequate dynamic range within this track as well. So overall, it was a very It was a commercial grade first experience. Thank you for watching our review of this track from an act named Shevyn Roberts, though, titled Infatuations, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via the various social medias and its Spotify page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.